In this session, we are going to discuss about the second type of the blood corpuscles found in the blood of human beings called as WBC or white blood corpuscles or cells. Now these cells, WBC or white blood corpuscles, they are also known as leukocytes. Now these cells, WBC or leukocytes, are circular and even sometimes they are irregular cells. So white blood cells or leukocytes are circular or irregular in shape. And these cells, they are called as white blood cells. This is because in the cytoplasm of these cells, leukocytes, the colored pigment, hemoglobin, it is absent. As if you are able to recall, in the RBCs, in the cytoplasm, there is a presence of a red colored pigment called as hemoglobin. And due to the presence of hemoglobin, the color of erythrocytes is red. But here in the WBCs, the cytoplasm, it does not contain any pigment. Therefore, these cells are colorless cells. Leukocytes or WBCs are colorless cells. Now, the size of these cells, it varies. So, the size of leukocyte, it varies from 8 to 20 microns in size. So, the diameter of these cells, leukocytes, it is in between 8 to 20 microns. And number of WBCs or the number of leukocytes found in per cubic millimeter of human blood, it is in between 6,000 to 10,000. Number of leukocytes found in per cubic millimeter of human blood. Now, as compared to the RBCs, the number of WBCs or leukocytes are very few in number. If you are able to recall the RBCs, the number of RBCs found in per cubic millimeter of human blood, it is 4.5 to 6 millions. Compared to RBCs, the number of WBCs are very few. Now, when we are going to compare RBCs with WBCs, the ratio stands as 600 number of RBCs is to 1 WBCs. The number of WBCs are few compared to the RBCs. Therefore, we have said that the RBCs are most abundant cells in the blood of human beings. Now, the lifespan of WBCs, it is also very small compared to the RBCs. The lifespan of RBCs, it is 120 days, but the lifespan of WBCs or leukocytes, it is about 4 to 5 days. And these cells, leukocytes or WBCs, are nucleated cells. Nucleated cells. Now these cells, WBCs or leukocytes, are nucleated throughout the life compared to the RBCs. RBCs are nucleated at the early stage of development, but the WBCs or leukocytes are nucleated throughout the life. Now, as the nucleus which is found in these leukocytes or WBCs, that nucleus is in different shape in the different types of the WBCs. So here again you can write shape of the nucleus. The nucleus found in the WBCs or in the leukocytes, it is in different shape, in different types. Therefore, these leukocytes or WBCs, they are called as polymorphinucleated WBCs. So these are called as polymorphonucleated WBCs. So here poly, it stands for many, morpho, it stands for shape, and nucleated, it stands for nucleus. So these cells, WBCs or leukocytes, are polymorphonucleated leukocytes. That means there is a presence of different shapes of nucleus in the different types of the WBCs. For the lifespan, it is small compared to the RBCs, and in WBCs it is 3 to 4 days. Now, the new leukocytes or new WBCs, they are produced in different organs like red bone marrow, and spleen. Red bone marrow and spleen, these are the organs responsible for the formation of WBCs or leukocytes. And this formation of WBCs in these organs, it is called as leukopoiesis. So leukopoiesis is the process responsible for the formation of WBCs. And this leukopoiesis, it is completed in red bone marrow and spleen. Therefore, these organs, red bone marrow and spleen, are called as leukopoietic organs responsible for leukopoiesis, and leukopoiesis is the formation of new WBCs takes place in red bone marrow and spleen. Now, the number of leukocytes present in per cubic millimeter, it is 6,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter, and this is called as this is called the number, it is 6,000 to 10,000 per cubic millimeter. It is called as white blood cells count or leukocytes count. And when this count, it increases due to different reasons. When there is increase in the leukocytes count, means this number, when it increased than the normal, then this increase, it is called as leukocytosis. So leukocytosis is the process which denotes the growth in the number of leukocytes per cubic millimeter. And generally, this happens, this process, leukocytosis, it occurs due to infections. So infections are mainly responsible for increase in the number of leukocytes. And when this number decreases than the normal, this count, leukocytes count, when it decreases than the normal, in that condition, that process is called as leukopenia, where decrease in the number occurs, in the number of leukocytes occurs, then it is called as leukopenia. Now these cells, WBCs or leukocytes, are amoeboid cells, and due to their amoeboid nature, due to their amoeboid movement, these cells are capable of squeezing out of the capillaries. These cells, they can squeeze out of the capillaries, and due to this, they are capable of fighting against infection. And this process of squeezing the leukocytes out of the capillaries due to their amoeboid movement, this is called as diapediasis. So diapediasis is the process in which the leukocytes, they are capable of moving out, or they are capable of squeezing outside the blood capillaries, and due to this they are responsible for fighting against infection. So this is a basic idea about leukocytes or WBCs. The terms, important terms which were studied here are leukopoiesis. Leukopoiesis is the formation of WBCs which is done in the red bone marrow and spleen. Therefore, these are leukopoietic organs. The leukocyte count, when it increases, then it is called as leukocytosis. When this count it decreases, it is called as leukopenia. And the squeezing of leukocytes out of the blood capillaries, it is called as dipediasis. Now this is about general information of leukocytes. Now these WBCs or white blood cells, they are classified into two main types. So here now we are going to discuss about the classification of leukocytes or WBCs. So these leukocytes or WBCs, they are classified into two types. And this classification is based upon the presence of granules in the cytoplasm. And these two types of the leukocytes or WBCs are granulocytes and agranulocytes. So these are the two main types of the leukocyte, and this classification, it is based upon the presence of granules in the cytoplasm. So here we are going to write granules in cytoplasm. If there is a presence of granules in the cytoplasm, that type of the WBC, it is called as granulocyte. If granules are absent, the cytoplasm is clear. So here, cytoplasm, it is clear cytoplasm. Then that type of the leukocyte or WBC, it is called as agranulocyte. Now further, this type, granulocyte, it is again classified into three types. Granulocytes are again classified into three types, such as acidophils, then basophils, and neutrophils. Now this classification of granulocyte, it is based upon the staining property of granules. Which type of the stain the granules absorb, and on the basis of the nature of nucleus. Which type of nucleus is there, which shape of the nucleus is there, depending upon the staining property of granules and the nature of nucleus, the granulocytes are classified into these three types: acidophils, basophils, and neutrophils. Now, one by one, we are going to discuss or we are going to compare these three types of granulocytes. First of all, about acidophils. Now, these acidophils, they absorb a common stain which is called as eosin, which is a stain which is absorbed by these cells, acidophils. So, these cells are also called as eosinophils, because these cells, acidophils, they absorb a common stain, eosin. Therefore, another name is given to these cells are eosinophils. Now, in this type of granulocytes, that is acidophils. Here I can draw a very simple figure for acidophils. So, with the help of this figure, it is easy to understand about these three types of the granulocytes. Now, acidophils. In this type, the nucleus is bilobed. Nucleus has two lobes. The granules are numerous. The granules are more in number. And these granules absorb only acidic stains. And these acidophils, they are responsible for allergic condition. To get rid of allergic condition, these acidophils are responsible and they absorb only acidic stain. The nature of nucleus, it is bilobed. Second type, basophils. Now in this type of the granulocyte, basophils, so again I am going to draw a very simple figure. So here the granules, they are numerous and large in number. And these granules, they absorb only basic stains. The nucleus, here in this type, it is S-shaped nucleus. Or the nucleus is more or less twisted. There is presence of twisted nucleus or a S-shaped nucleus. The granules are large and the granules absorbs only basic stains. And the function of these basophils, they are responsible for the secretion of heparin, which is an anticoagulant. As well as these basophils, they are also responsible for the secretion of histamine, which is anti-allergent. So the basophils responsible for the secretion of heparin as well as histamine. There is a presence of S-shaped or twisted nucleus and the granules absorbs basic stains. Neutrophils. Now, this type of the granulocyte, neutrophils absorbs both acidic as well as basic stains. Both, that is acidic and basic stains. So in this type of the neutrophils, the nucleus is having more lobed. Many lobed nucleus is there present in these neutrophils. The granules are fine in nature. The granules are fine. Nucleus has many lobes and these neutrophils are phagocytic in nature. Phagocytic means these neutrophils are responsible for fighting against infections. So neutrophils are completely phagocytic, and among these three types of the granulocytes, the neutrophils, they are present more in number. The acidophils or eosinophils, they are partially phagocytic, means responsible for fighting against infection. The second type of the leukocytes or WBCs, it is called as agranulocyte. That means in the cytoplasm there is no granules. Cytoplasm is clear. Again, these granulocytes, they are classified into two types: lymphocytes and monocytes. So these are the two types of agranulocytes, lymphocytes and monocytes. Now, in the lymphocytes, there is a presence of a large spherical nucleus. But in the cytoplasm, granules are completely absent. Now, these lymphocytes, again, they are classified into B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. Lymphocytes having large spherical nucleus, granules are absent in the cytoplasm, again classified into B and T lymphocytes. And both this type of the lymphocytes, they are responsible for the formation of immune system. They are responsible for the formation of antibodies against a particular antigen in the body of human beings. Now monocytes, in this type, the monocytes, they consist of a large kidney shaped nucleus. The granules are absent in the cytoplasm. and these monocytes are completely phagocytic in nature, responsible for fighting against infections, responsible for fighting against pathogens. So in all, there are 5 main types of the WBCs are there: eosinophils or acidophils, basophils, neutrophils, lymphocytes and monocytes, and broadly they are classified into these 2 types: granulocytes and agranulocytes. The main function of WBCs, the main function of leukocytes in the blood is protection. Protection of the body from different types of the infections, from different types of the pathogens. So here we have completed the study of the second type of the blood corpuscles in the blood of human beings. So the third type of the blood corpuscles called as blood platelets and thrombocytes, that we are going to discuss in the next session. So here in this session we will discuss about in detail about the leukocytes, about the next type of the cell, that is blood corpuscles, blood platelets and thrombocytes. We are going to discuss in the next period. Thank you.